too much sugary stuff, go to live on a farm to make and cook their own non-sugary meals, basically. They got a good bunch of celebrities. Mark Lebet was sort of the one who wasn't really acting up for the cameras, was like laughing when there was sort of other nonsense going on. Jennifer Ellison, who has actually balloons since I last saw her on TV.
Oh, yeah.
But there was a really like emotional scene where she got a baby calf to take to a bottle of formula, sort of linking in quite nicely to Call the
Was
Midwife.
she drinking it at the time?
No.
Okay.
Because the calves are separated from their mothers, and if they can't get them to drink the formula, then they'll be killed.
Oh,
but
God.
Jennifer Ellison managed it, and I just think hers is an interesting story. She spends too much time drinking fizzy drinks because she's busy with her dance studio. And it's a good concept. They've got good celebrities, and it's something where you want them to do well. You want them to lose the weight.
There's a gag there. Hold on. Pineapple Lilt Dance Studios? No, there's not a joke there. Move on.
I like that. I thought there was a joke there. There wasn't one.
There's not.
No.
Move on.
From Sugar-Free Farm to the Great British Sport Relief Bake Off.
Cake time.
Did you not even watch this?
No, not seen anything. I don't tend to watch this live anyway.
Okay.
The sport relief ones, all the comic relief ones, because I can't bear the bits in the middle where they talk about people who need
Bloody
things.
Africa.
Bloody African.
Needy people get by my cake. And the four contestants were one girl out of EastEnders who plays
Maddie Hill.
Maddie Hill.
That's her, yeah. Jason Manford, Jason Manford. I got that right. Hey.
Take a drink, Luke.
Yeah, take a drink. David James, former England goalkeeper, and her royal wifeness,
What?
Sam Cam, who actually came off pretty well in this show as quite normal and quite shy. So,
although someone who can knock up a batch of vol-au-vents quite quickly with no trouble, whereas the others struggles.
Well, I think as someone said, she's probably eaten more vol-au-vents than the rest. So
yeah, not like Jason Manford, who did that thing about Dad, what's for tea? Vol-au-vents, kids.
Yay! No one really sort of shone in the sense of there were no outstanding performances, I don't think.
No.
I get the impression in this they're a lot nicer, the judges. There's no real...
I thought Maddie Hill did well, but she spoiled it with the technical challenge where she poured loads of salt into her parish press.
A pinch of salt turned out to be almost like a handful of salt.
Yeah, a thimble.
Was it fun or...
Yeah,
or
David James was quite funny in the sense that he really cannot cook and thinks he can for the camera. But so Jason Manford was funny, you know.
The highlight for me was the line about because Jason Manford had made them manapes, hadn't he? Which were full of black pudding and scallop, and he'd done like a little ridge at the end, and Mary Berry had said it's good that you've got something to hold on to when you put it into your mouth.
Okay, two more shows then. We'll give... no, Matt's seen them both, so we can't give Matt's vocal cords the rest, but I know that you both have opposing views on the next show, which is a 10-part drama from Sky, billed as Stan Lee's first UK project, though, as Matt quite rightly points out in his article at thecustardtv.com, there is very little Stan Lee mentioned within the production.
Well, he was in it.
Yeah, he was in it, but apart from that,
he
didn't
pops up.
write it or direct it or...
No.
It was just his idea.
Yeah,
basically.
maybe they just took in the scripts and he nodded or whatever.
So this is stars James Nesbitt, soon to be returning to your screens in Cold Feet later in the year. And he is a policeman who gets given a bracelet. The bracelet makes him lucky, but he's warned that it could bring bad luck as well. And that's basically what Lucky Man is. If you read Matt's article on the website, you'll know he found it a bit generic, a bit Sky drama, which means looks good. You know, lots of nice scenes of London.
That's why I'm not surprised Gary liked it.
But ultimately completely devoid of proper characters and a very grippy story.
I mean, James Nesbitt is charismatic. I said this. I like him, and I like to see more of Eve Best, but I don't believe them as a couple.
No.
And it's very stylish, but it's style over substance for me.
Most Sky dramas are style. I mean, even Critical was style over substance. Gary, you had a different view to me.
Well, I quite liked this because I had trepidation going into it because I didn't quite see how this would work as a concept. You know, the whole idea of someone getting luck via a bracelet. So what I was quite happy with was the fact.
So you were just annoyed it was a bracelet. You thought
No.
If it was a rabbit's foot, I believe it completely.
No. So I went in thinking, well, how would this work? And actually, I just thought it was quite well executed, quite believable. Yeah, okay, I can agree with the style over substance, and I can agree that the only real characters that got progressed were the main characters. You know, the James Nesbitt, even Darren Boyd's character was a little bit like just a snarky little, insult here and there. But I quite liked it, and I thought I was quite taken aback by how well they did the concept, considering how much
it almost got a bit touch of clothy at points for me, where where Stephen McIntosh came on screen. It reminded me of Julian Rintut in Cloth.
Yeah, I thought I only saw the advert, and I thought he was really bad in the ad.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You don't step out of line again. Whatever his character's name was.
Cloth. Oh no.
Oh,
I can see what you're saying. I'm not going to completely say I agree, but I we often say this. You need when you bring in new characters or you do a new show, you need something new in there in order to help them learn. So I think that the new police chief is just a way for us to interact with new characters. For him to ask questions and interact with people
I did think
like us, the viewers. So
Vern Gorman made for a good pathologist, though. If anything, he was the best cast member.
And I think the other detective that's working with him was very good. I don't know her name.
She was
Surprisingly,
good at the chase.
Yes.
I've never seen her on The Chase. There are 9 episodes remaining. Matt, any interest in the future 9?
No.
Gary, any interest in the future 9?
They all turn up at his best of the year, let's be honest.
Do you know that Critical you spent 13 hours with? And
I liked it.
I disagree that you liked it.
I'll do an impromptu. How far did Gary
yeah.
get? How far did you get with Fortitude?
Oh, about 2 episodes. Didn't like it. Far too slow and plodding. Nice idea, just not well executed. Again, that was style over substance and a big cast. So.
And finally, BBC Three did it again, or did they? I am talking about the Murder Games. I don't know. I've not seen any telly this week. I'm talking. I've seen nothing. I know. It's just to cover me on both sides. Murder Games was another documentary drama in the style of Murdered by My Boyfriend, which Matt actually picked.
It wasn't in the style.
No,
wasn't it? Okay.
No.
Well, I'll let you.
I'll lead
up,
this
then.
one, Luke.
Yeah. I've seen no telly. I've done well up to this point.
Basically, there was elements of drama in this, but this was primarily a documentary talking to the family and friends of Breck Bednar, who was a 14.
They didn't make that easy for you, to be fair, did they?
A 14-year-old boy who was murdered after meeting someone online, an older boy, I think he was about 18. The boy who murdered him ran this server and over a course of a year groomed him, basically, got him isolated from his friends, from his mum, and basically said, you're really intelligent, no one's giving you credit for it. And basically the end saw him go over to his house. Breck went over to this guy Lewis's house and was murdered by him, basically. And I thought of everything in it, the weakest element for me, I don't know if you agree with me, Gary, were the dramatised elements.
I think the only reason they had the dramatised elements in it was because those obviously bits were missing from anybody. There was conversation that only they had that they couldn't obviously.
But I'm assuming a lot of it they took from transcripts and stuff like that, and I would have preferred to hear those just being read, perhaps, rather than being acted out by the boy from Cradle to the Grave.
Yeah, it's
oh
possible.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh god!
This was an amazing story. All of the people involved, the friends were very well spoken, I thought, for teenage boys, and I thought if he was anything like them, then he was obviously quite a well turned out young man.
I've seen this story before because it was on something I'd watched. Because his mum's American.
Yeah,
that's
she?
right. And his dad.
I've seen her on something. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she now works as a campaigner for
She's been on lots of
internet
news.
safety.
Yeah, about.
There was a clip of her on the Nikki Campbell show, wasn't there, where someone says the book stops with the parents, and that got her really upset. And then you saw everything his parents did to try and wane him away from Lewis.
It's quite strange because you hear all the sort of stories about this, but the important thing was the parents did seem to do more. You know, they had open door policy on him in his bedroom. You know, it appears that they were very restrictive.
I mean, Lewis was arguing with Breck's mother at one point about him going to church and things like that. I mean, at the end of the day, though, the only reason why he went round to his house, the day that he was killed, was that Lewis said, "I am dying. I want you to take over this server. I want you to take over my business."
Well, no, he didn't. He said he wanted to take over his business, not necessarily just because the server.
Yeah, okay, the business in general. That's what. He basically lied and said he was, he had a terminal illness. I mean, I found this utterly emotional towards the end.
I think very much like cyberbully, it kind of made me want to get off the internet almost. It's like it really does make you think.
And I think again this. As we've had, and if you look on the website, there's the news about what they'll be doing with BBC Three when it goes online and stuff like that. When it does go online, a programme like this still needs to be shown on prime time because it needs to be seen by as many people as possible. I know they said they're putting everything on BBC 1 or 2, but that is going to be on at 11:15, at 11:30.
Yeah, be on at 9.
This needs to be on at 9. This needs to be shown in schools because at the end of the day, he's 14. It needs to be shown to young teens or even younger people who spend a lot of time on the internet, spend a lot of time playing games. I just found it fascinating. I think and many youngsters need to see this as possible because it's a fascinating story. About
I think that underlying theme is it didn't matter what the parents did.
No.
As you say, the parents did more than most would have done in that situation.
At the end of the day, what he was doing, all the emotional manipulation that he heaped on top of him, really didn't work all that much because they said just before he was murdered, he went to Spain on a school trip. He met a girl. He looked happy. There was pictures of it. And I think if he hadn't been sent that text about him dying, then he wouldn't have gone to his house and he wouldn't have been murdered.
I know. I've missed me talking too, but.
Yeah.
It's time.
Is this a good time to say that they're casting for Catfish UK?
Yeah. I know, I'm excited.
Can I just
more than you
very quickly,
ever.
Sorry, hello. Very quickly,
hello.
Hello.
That's watched my line.
The other one, sorry, bonjour. I watched another one in this series, Troll Hunters, today.
Oh yeah, go on.
Which isn't quite as good and actually made me sort of reminisce about the Richard Bacon one that I think was done a lot better.
Oh, I thought you made you reminisce about actual trolls.
No.
With the pink hair and the...
Indeed, yes. This was basically a fashion blogger who decided to try and find and confront some of other people's trolls. So a model.
Ford.
Thank you very much. I kind of lost interest when Louise Mensch became involved because I'm not a fan. Okay. I would never troll the woman. I'm not saying that, but I'm not a fan.
He is saying that.
That's a sentence I'd never heard that Gary would... I believe
lost interest.
Louise Mensch got involved.
I know. I've really missed my input as well. I really have. I can only apologise to people.
Do you pick of the week then, Luke?
I don't have one. I am going to. I mean, it's slim pick of the week pickings to be.
Well, I'll do mine first.
I know what yours is going to be, and I wanted to do it, but I'll let you do it. Go on.
What, cats versus dogs, which is best?
No, it wasn't going to do that.
The Good Wife, of course.
Oh, bugger you. Yeah. I was going to do that.
Back tonight, well, it's Thursday night, but you'll be listening to this on Friday, so it was on last night.
If you're lucky.
Well, whenever you watch it, it's on Thursdays on More 4 at 9 p.m, and watch it because it's great. This is the first series where Alicia's sort of not working for a law firm, either Lockhart Gardner or the one she and Carrie set up. It's just her on her own deciding what she wants to do with her life next. The new addition to the cast is Kush Jumbo, who you'll know from Vera, as we mentioned earlier, and Getting On as well. Also joining the cast, Margot Martindale, who is absolutely fantastic in this, as she is in everything.
Love her.
Yeah, and it's just give it a go. If you haven't seen it before, you probably, I don't know, could you come in at season 7?
I don't know.
Get a subscription to Netflix and watch the first 6.
There you
I
go.
don't think you could enjoy it to the same degree.
So there you are. Watch everything on. Go.
I'm at the end of